It was really random. Biz and I were at training camp tryout. We were on PTOs with the Blues, and neither one of us had anything going, but we had known each other because we played in Wilkes-Barre for a minute together. We were never actually on the Penguins together because I think he
Oh,
was up
really?
when I was hurt. So we had spent time in the minors though, and become buddies. When I met him, we've told the story a bunch. I was like, this kid's a fucking idiot. I was like, he's the biggest OHL idiot I've ever met. And then became good friends. And then he ended up getting put on waivers. And Keith Yandel's one of my closest friends. And he, Phoenix or Arizona picked him up. He's like, what's this guy's deal? I go, you're going to hate his guts when you meet him, but 2 weeks later you'll love him. So it's like, and he goes, buddy, you're dead right. This kid sucks. But then they're close as well now. And Biz is admittedly, or admits, he was a complete moron back then, just that loud guy. But so was I, in a sense, in the locker room. So it was just a friendship that really became, more and more and closer as we went along. So then we kind of reconnected at the Blues camp, and we didn't know what was going to happen, right? You go to a PTO, odds are you're not getting signed. You're kind of hoping maybe we get an AHL deal, and we were just hanging out every day. We were like the court jesters. We were just the clowns for all the Blues guys. And we both had a couple friends there, but we got to know everyone, and they kept us around till the very end. But throughout that training camp, practice ends, you got nothing to do. We just hang in each other's room, go have lunch. And we were talking about doing something after. And even talking to Yans too. It was like some sort of show, and I mean, we didn't even know about podcasts then. They weren't really a thing. But some sort of show where we'd go to a rink with our gear, get dressed, and then never go on the ice, and then just shoot the shit, take it off, and have a shower with the boys. So it was just one of those, like, what are we gonna do? We got to do something.
Yeah.
And then I went off that year. Where'd I go? I signed with Florida, and Biz signed. I don't even remember. I think that's the year he ended up winning the Calder Cup.
Right.
Yeah.
It's right.
Manchester. Yeah.
So we ended up. It worked out well. Like I got a one-way that year. Now, granted, I lasted about a month in Florida before they sent me to the minors, but still, I had a one-way for $1 million. I was like, all right. And that's when I actually started playing a ton of golf, because I went to San Antonio, and I was like, all right, I'm over this, right? And the coach, Tom Rowe, I don't know if you ever had him, coach. He was a nut. He was a great guy, but then he'd be a lunatic. I think he's like bipolar. So I was getting healthy scratched. And even when I was playing, I wouldn't pregame nap. I'd just go play golf. The next year to Russia, and then got back from there, went over to Sweden. And after 2 games, I was like, I can't even skate. I'm horrible. This is it. It's done. I retired after the first period of my second game in Sweden, and then sat on the bench, enjoyed it the last 2 periods, called my dad after. And I think for every guy who played in the NHL, most of the time your dad and your mom have a huge deal. And I just called him right after the game, and I was pretty emotional, like, yeah, Dad, that's it. And it was a nice call to make. It was kind of hard to make and weird making it. But then I was more excited because I found this passion and love for golf, where I think a lot of times guys retire, and we've talked a lot. It's like it's hard. What are you gonna do? Now, luckily, I had made good money, so I was more like, it was like September. It was probably like September 10th-ish when I retired, and I was like, I'm just gonna go play golf all fall. I'm gonna play 36 a day. This is great. And so I went home, and I was like in a great mood. And then once winter hit, I was like, all right, I kind of got to find something to do.
Yeah.
And I talking to it was my girlfriend at the time, and now my wife, she's like, well, what about like a podcast or something? And I was like, oh, me and Biz had talked about doing a show. And so I sent out a tweet. We've put it up like yearly, on the anniversary, about wanting to start a podcast. And then I tagged Army, Colby Armstrong, and I tagged Biz. What do you guys think? And Biz responded, I'm still playing. I can't do it yet. And then Army, I don't know what he said. I think he was working at Sportsnet already or something. But then the Rear Admiral, the lunatic, he's like, I'll do it. I didn't even really know him. We'd met 2 times. And thank God, I actually told him, I'm like, dude, if we'd gone for lunch, like, I would have just been like, I ain't working with this guy. He's out of his mind. He's fidgeting everywhere. But he's a hockey fan. He's just like a normal dude hockey fan. He never played. I like that aspect of you got a guy who played and you got a guy who didn't. So you get different opinions, and you got stories from each guy that the other guy may not know anything about. So we started randomly, just me and him. He had like like a mixer. I don't even know. And then the second episode, we didn't even have like a microphone. Like we shared a microphone on his couch. It was just, and there was never a thought of it being like, I never for 1 second thought I would make $1 from it. It was just like something to do.
Right.
And, and then funny enough, Grinelli, our producer, we had a, an episode where RA pressed record, and then we did like a 45. It was usually about 45 minutes, then maybe an hour. And then he looked down at the end. He's like, dude, it stopped recording like 4 minutes in.
Has that ever happened?
Did it happen to you guys?
Oh yeah.
Worst because you can't even think about doing it again. It's like not authentic. And I was like, oh my God. And no shit. He goes, buddy, I got an email yesterday from some kid that was like, hey, if you ever need help with because Grinelli said he sent the email because he would listen and the audio was trash. So he's like, why don't we have this kid in? Boom, Grinelli's there the next week. So it was all very organic. Like there's no expectations, no planning. Guys, Grinelli gets a job out of nowhere. RA and I connect out of nowhere. So it's like anytime you put all this effort and try to plan something, I feel like the more successful things, you're just doing it for fun and you're just not even expecting anything. And then obviously Biz showed up, and that was kind of the end, because I'm telling you right now, RA and I and Grinelli be on his couch if we were still even doing it, which I doubt it. But Biz was the business mind. He had the kind of the vision to see what he thought it could become. He put a lot of work and effort, and still does, into all the behind the scenes things, where I was open with him. I was like, buddy, I'm backing you. You're my guy. Go do whatever you need to do. You got my support. Tell me where to be where, when to be where. And most of the time I'll make it happen, but I'm not doing shit behind the scenes. And so because he's the way he is, very kind of driven, and obviously he wanted to make some dough. He wanted to try to monetize it. He hadn't made as much as I had. Suck on that, Biz. And it was just it was a perfect partnership that we still couldn't have imagined kind of grew into this.